I don't know if this is out of line, but like I feel really, if you're really just the better fighter and you're just Lil Bro and really, Jake, we know. I think you should get. You could go to Puerto Rico and spar right now. And we can see how that goes.
Don't need to do that. Yeah. But
we are back with another reaction video for Jake Paul being outed by his brother Logan. Previous video, they actually had a huge fight about disloyalty. You can check that out. But we are reacting to Jake being on his own podcast today, talking about some things that are probably pretty pertinent to this brotherhood.
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard that he goes ham on how he's feeling and how his brother, a lot of things that he wasn't willing to talk about in the other one, he's going to talk about in this one, I've heard. So
we'll see what happens. I mean, this could be bad.
The internet might be finished as we know it.
Oh, enough with the chit chat. Let's blow this mother.
Yeah.
Jake, you were on Impulsive 2 days ago, and you and your brother got into a passionate discussion back and forth about some issues that I think you've both been keeping in for a while, and it kind of exploded on the show. And there was a bit of back and forth about some jealousy, about stealing fights, about brand partnerships, and now we're a couple days after that, and the internet has reacted, but I don't know if you have, so it'd be interesting to hear what your thoughts are a couple days after that.
Yeah, it's tough. It's just like all a tough situation because our life is in the public spotlight, and I like don't even want to perpetuate it more and like continue to create turmoil or any like weird energies
It's such a new
that
age
are
thing
out
to
there,
say.
but like then the other side of it is already out there, and then I look bad because of how he is acting, so it looks like I'm arguing with him, but really I'm more so just setting his ego in line. And this is just me being honest, because I feel like I've just held it in for so many years. Like I'm kind of just speaking my mind more so now, and I like the truth sets you free. But
Ooh, okay.
I'm kind of more so, I'm not arguing with him. Like, I don't want him to look bad, but he almost, like, can't help himself to look bad.
That's a way to start.
The toughest thing to balance with any of this is what do you share publicly and what you not share publicly, because they are, at the end of the day, Tates, and they have...
Tates?
Not Tates. Man, we've been reacting to so many Tate videos. They're Pauls.
Had to call you out on that one.
They're
man.
Pauls.
They're Pauls, not Tates.
And so there's this thing of who's better. Jake, in the other reaction, just wants his brother to finally be his brother and be there for him.
Yeah.
But if he's been holding this in for such a long time, what do you hold back and what do you share with the world if you don't want to hold this in anymore? I don't know.
You can see the confusion and the tension, the struggle going on in Jake's face. Like he's trying to verbally process all of the trauma and pain that he's experienced over the last, 10, 15 years with his brother, but he doesn't know like what stuff to do public, what stuff to do private. So let's see what he says.
And I think that's...
Yeah, you
see?
Fuck, bro. I don't even know if we can go here with all this shit.
But the problem is like you silence yourself often about it. And you like deal with it in real life, and you try to converse with him, but it like leaves it so one-sided and just gives his narrative like just a one-way fucking tarmac to fly off. And I feel like you don't like shed enough light or like share your narrative of it, or like what it really is.
Yeah, because I think it just makes us both look bad that like we can't. I guess be on the same page as like brothers. Him looking bad makes me look bad. So it's like we both look stupid, and there's like no point. I mean, and then this is what's stupid about it is like I don't know why he put that out. Like I was telling him and his team like, why are you putting this out? No one wins here. And then his team is like clapping like, no, this is great content. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know if we can use this, because then when I start to talk about it, it just feels like I'm bringing him down, which I don't want to do. But then it's like But I
evident,
also
though.
don't want to be brought down with him. So it's like, what do I choose? What side do I choose?
Wow. That's
mean-
a tough thing, man. You have one brother that is all about being
in the public spotlight.
clickbaity, being in the spotlight, being controversial. Jake, that's Logan. Now, Jake just wants his brother to be there for him, and he doesn't want to air out all their dirty laundry, but Logan and his team wants to air it out because it will be
Good content. That's so sad, man. I feel for Jake. I think Jake is trying to be smart about how he goes about this.
Yes, he is.
And I'm curious to see what he says next, because he's on a very fine line right now between outing his brother, but also it's a rock and a hard place, because if he doesn't out his brother, then his brother's just going to keep doing what he's doing, and it's going to damage the relationship even more. But if he doesn't out his brother, then he looks like a piece of work too.
I just wish Logan would be more willing to like talk things out, because if you can figure out stuff behind closed doors,
That's always the
that's
first option.
always the best option. But
Yeah.
Logan's not willing to do that.
And then now it's like starting to unravel and like reveal itself. And like clearly he has envy and jealousy towards me. And that's what I told him off camera. And he's like, no. But it like everyone sees it.
Yep.
It's like clear as day. And it's like, why? We're on the same team. I'm not in competition with him. I want him to be a billionaire. I want him to accomplish all of his goals. It's him undermining me and being condescending towards me and trying to little bro me and discrediting everything that I do. And
So what makes you so like passionate about just trying to level it out and like not speak on it or like just
Because it's his brother.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like,
And
no,
like
yeah, but it's like ongoing. It's been years of like you being undermined, and it's evident. Like everyone knows that. Like in personal relationships, on the internet, you can see it everywhere, and everyone knows it. And like you're the only person who doesn't speak. Like you let him win every time.
yeah, because I don't care enough to like try to prove my point. Like the way you combat that is with like more love. Like you're not
Oh, wow.
like being abrasive towards it and just like creating more. Then this is where this all gets fucked. Is like, dude, can we even post this fucking episode? Because it's like now I'm perpetuating it. But at
So
some
much
point,
pain.
when am I just a rag doll who's like bending over and like letting him treat me like shit? So then it's like, it's such a tricky situation. And by the way, a public forum is like not the place to handle it. And then that's where I get caught up in the loop.
That's what he loves. Like media is his moral compass.
Yep.
Like whatever is right to the public eye is what he follows.
Yeah.
So like he loves this shit. Like that's the only way you can kind of settle it on his grounds, because you never want to settle it on your grounds.
I mean, he's right. I don't know this guy's name, but I know they're on Jake's team with Better, which is his company. It's so sad. Jake, you can see the pain in Jake's face where he doesn't know what to do, which I think is a vulnerable place for him, because these brothers took the internet by storm, became the second most famous brothers in the world.
They were the most famous for
Until
a
the
while.
Tates, yeah. The disloyalty between the two of them is a stark contrast even to the Tates. The Tates do everything together. They, even every brotherhood has some sort of dysfunction, whether it's public or private.
Yeah.
But it's how you deal with it that shows the morality and the moral code of you as a man. Because real men don't take their beef with each other onto a public platform for the whole world to see. They handle it behind closed doors. They get down and say, you know what? There's some areas that I'm really struggling with that you did this, and this is how it affected me. And for us to grow in our brotherhood and our relationship, we have to move past this, but I can't move past this without telling you how it affected me when you did this. And I don't think Logan has the capacity to have that conversation in a healthy way, because he's dealt with trauma too.
I hope, man, that he changes. I don't know if he's going to, but I do really hope that he actually changes, because living this way for a long period of time is going to have residual effect on your entire family if they get married someday, because neither of them are married, right?
Well, Logan's engaged.
Okay, Logan's engaged, which that's going to If you're all about yourself, your business, you're not going to be able to have a thriving relationship. You're not going to be able to have any kind of relationship because you put first, foremost above anything, your business and your own happiness, and you don't care if it hurts those around you.
And you're going to bring that trauma into a marriage too. It doesn't just magically disappear.
Every time it happens, you went from 50% to 60% to 70%, 80%. Now you're at his door with the love, and here you are.
Yep. No, and then it's just me getting like taken advantage of. But I think this might be like a turning point where if he, I don't know.
Yeah, the whole thing I think never should have been a public conversation. It should have been a conversation between the two of you. Like I said, I think this has been a thing that's been bubbling up between you for a while, at least on your side. I think you felt a lot of this for a while. You felt like your older brother was jealous of you. You felt like he always makes things that are about you, about him, and it's bothered you, and you've wanted to have that conversation, and it should have been a private conversation, but now it's a public conversation. And I think that's where it's like, as a friend, when it's made a public conversation, you still chose to take the high road in a lot of aspects. There's a lot of things you didn't say there. And
yeah, because I don't want it to seem like I'm arguing that. I don't need to argue my point in case. Like I let my actions and my love speak for itself.
Yeah.
But maybe it's like what Jasper's saying is like that doesn't get through to him. Yeah. And it hasn't. So
for me, the most frustrating thing out of that whole conversation for me was hearing him undermine you and belittle you with these snarky comments about, we know who the better fighter is. Come on, Jake. Come on, buddy. Come on, little bro. Yeah. We know. And to me, what that reminded me of, I actually had this situation. I'm an older brother. I have a younger brother. And for years as a kid, I unconsciously did a similar thing where I was better at him than a lot of things. And I would take advantage of that. And like, I loved being better and being the older brother. And I always won whatever we were playing because I had certain advantages. And there was like one thing that he was better at than me, and it was video games. And when we would go play video games, he would beat me at video games. And then you know what I would say? I would say, yeah, I wasn't actually trying. And like, I didn't think anything of that until we were a little bit older, and he was like, yeah, that really hurt me when you would do that. He's like, I just love you and look up to you. Wow. And even when I would finally win a game, you would have to belittle it or write it off.
It's a very real thing, bro. You have to understand, like, I'm the youngest. I have fucking 3 older brothers that I lived with my entire life. As a younger brother, it's not my goal to be better than you. I get excited. It's like, holy shit, I did something, like, you might be proud of me. I just fucking won. Like, isn't that cool? And like tearing it down is like the craziest thing. Like,
yeah, for me as the little brother, it's always like team. We did this together. We started our YouTube channel together.
I'm the youngest.
And basically, like off camera, he was basically like, no, like I never respected you when we were kids.
Ooh.
And
yeah, that's fucking
and like I thought you were a failure.
Wow.
And all this shit. And I was just like, so you didn't even like respect me as a brother because I was always there for you and trained for sports with you and played with you in the woods and built forts together, and we were best friends, and we survived a traumatic childhood together between our parents like abusing us, like, but you had no respect for me until I was older and was successful, and then I was just like, I don't know what's going on right now. And now I'm just like lost.
But where's your breaking point? Like,
wow, man, that's heavy.
That's heavy
That's
stuff.
heavy. I mean, I remember when you and I were kids, you know, I was naturally better in a lot of things. I mean, you would fight to get better so that we would have good competition. But I remember like we'd play ping pong and I'd beat you 25 times in a row, and then you'd beat me once. And I would usually be like, you know, kind of a similar thing he's saying. Now, granted, I think a lot of that was because you were so annoying when you
There was a lot of excuses, though, that you made when I beat you. Like, oh, this,
you know
all
why?
that.
You know why, right?
Why?
Because I would beat you 25 times. Again, we're only 2 years apart. I would beat you like 25 times, and then you beat me once, and then the whole house had to hear about it.
Because I lost 25 times.
No, but then the worst part is you wouldn't even try to beat me again. You would just be like, okay, I'm done for the day.
Yeah, and then you got pissed because you're like, no, I gotta do it again. I gotta beat you.
Or like if I beat you twice and then you beat me once, okay, I'm done for the day.
Yeah,
because-
but we didn't let that affect our relationship.
No.
That we would talk it out. I would be upset. You would be upset. Then we would sit down. We had good parents too. That helped.
Yeah.
They would sit us down and be like, guys, this is not the end of the world. Your brotherhood should not be affected by winning and losing.
But we've never wanted the other to not have success.
Correct. I've never
Because-
wanted you to fail.
Yeah, because you can have competition, especially in your younger years, and go at it. But then once you now are fully developed, you're an adult. If you can't be happy for the other person's success, what is wrong with you?
Or support them.
Yeah.
If you had a boxing match, or if you were doing a shooting a movie, and I had a direct competitor to you that was sponsoring me, I would not bring their gear into your set.
It's just
Especially if we're on a public platform, which we're becoming more publicly available now.
I'm starting to, through all these reaction videos we do, with whether it be the Tates, the Pauls, it kind of makes me appreciate you more and appreciate our brotherhood, because I never have to wonder, are you going to stab me in the back? Like I'm leaving for Mexico on Monday. We're filming this on Saturday. I'm leaving for like 2.5 weeks. And so I don't have to wonder, what are you going to do behind my back when I'm gone? Are you going to try to get all these deals, consult with people behind my back and make all this money?
Never.
I don't have to worry about that. And most of our childhood, we butted heads.
Mm-hmm.
We were teasing each other. We were going at it. We didn't have the most perfect, upbringing, me and you.
But no brothers do.
But as we got older and we started to develop,
And mature.
we realized that all you have is family, bro. And so
I think there's a curve. I want to say one more thing. I think the curve here is that Jake, before he started boxing, was at the same maturity level or as Logan.
yeah.
But what happens when you get in as a man into a ring and you start to get punched around and you realize you're not the best in the world and it humbles you?
Yep.
That matures you a lot quicker and it's turning Jake into more of a stoic man, which I think is a good quality. And he's being way more calculated with how he comes across. Logan just says whatever the heck he feels. Even if it hurts people around him, it hurts his business, it hurts his friends, it hurts his brother. He brings that into marriage. If Logan brings that in with his marriage to his wife, he's going to end up cheating on her. She's going to leave him, and then he's going to be back to square one again.
Yeah, because
and his brother won't be there when that's the case.
If you can't be there for your brother, bro, you can't be there for your significant other.
Yeah, correct.
And I will say that very blatantly. If you don't have loyalty to your own blood, how are you going to have loyalty to a woman that once you don't feel those feelings, things just go by?
Correct.
Two brothers, you're brothers at the end of the day. And this whole thing feels wrong, but it is public now. It's been made public. I don't know how you
People
navigate
don't see how
this.
you react in private,
Especially
and
when
how
you have a
feel.
private conversation with him after and it goes terribly.
Yeah, yeah.
And really how I feel, like I don't know if this is out of line, but like I feel really, if you're really just the better fighter and you're just Lil Bro and really Jake, we know, I think you should get you could go to Puerto Rico and spar right now. And we can see how that goes. Because I think it's fucked up.
Don't need to do that. But
that just shows the separation between you guys. It's like, in his mind, like, oh, I would love to fight him one day. And in your mind, you literally never want to fight your brother. That's not an option in your mind, that you would like to choose not to.
I think
and just
Logan
be great
said he
together.
didn't want to fight Jake, but it's just interesting to hide behind, we know who the better fighter is, buddy. But I'll never
He's in
fight you
so
because
much
I'm your
pain,
brother and I
dude.
love you so much. But we
Gosh,
know,
man.
buddy, who's the better
He
one.
fucking-
That's
he-
convenient.
He hates it.
yeah. And
Did you see that picture of when you won your fight against Nate Diaz and everybody's cheering and Logan's sitting there? He looks like a super villain. Like this. Once again, this feels fucking weird because we go back to Puerto Rico and we see Logan every day. This like, I don't know, bro, but like, did you see that picture or the video?
yeah, I didn't think it was real. But it's like, well, it seems fake, but it's not. There's like a
Yeah.
video of it too, and I just don't get it. I just can't believe it. I don't know.
It's
It's
almost too fucked
weird.
up to
It's
be
weird.
true.
It's really weird.
Because even in private, like, you speak so highly of like what you guys, like what you want you guys to do and your plans and like even just exciting things that you want them to be a part of. Like when you talk about like your ranch, you're like, oh, me and Logan this, me and Logan that, like everything. You involve him in every single fucking thing you can possibly.
I think the reason I've created like our brotherhood and like having these friends around is because I yearned for it. And Logan has even said it. What, you always have people around. You always have so many people around. It's because I was like so lonely as a kid, and I never had like the brother that I wanted. And so like I found you guys, and it's like that's why I like have so many people around. Is because it's like this brotherhood that I so deeply yearned for as a kid, and like never had anyone to play with. Wasn't allowed to like hang out with him and his friends, and I would just like ride my bike around the city like asking kids to hang out because I like wanted that like person. And that's what bothers me so much today is the fact that we started all this together as like a team, and we like now don't do really anything together like actually in terms of like business or building something together. I think that'd be like the coolest thing in the world is to like have some sort of company or something with him, and I've tried so many times. But
you start something good, and then he like creates war within it. It's like you guys buy a warehouse together, and you like hang up a better flag because that's a company you fucking own. Now there's a Barstool flag right behind it.
The takeaway is don't be famous, and fame and money. Money is the root of all evil. Actually, is the takeaway.
Wow.
People get lost.
But you guys are so...
All right. That's
Wow.
Man, that made me almost emotional.
All right, Logan,
just-
Logan, look at me. I know you're probably not watching this because you're in your own world. What are you doing, bro? What are you freaking doing? Why are you so obsessed with yourself and how the world sees you that you won't unite with your brother to become the greatest thing in the world together? I don't get it, man. He's not even talking down to you. Do you understand that? Not once in this interview have I heard him. He has just talked down to you. He is just spilling out everything inside of him that is crying out for you to be there as a brother. He's not calling you out. He's calling you to be there.
To a higher standard.
To a higher standard, to unite with your brother, man. Every other person that you have in your community is not your brother. They can turn against you in a second. Jake is somebody that would be there for you, bro. He'll be there for you in the good. He'll be there for you in the bad. And you are going to be someday 70 years old and wonder, what did I do with my life? And why did I reject this guy that is wanting that with you? He just said he wants to build a business with you, but you don't even have any interest in that. As a kid, dude, you wouldn't even let him be around you. So he had to go out and ride his bike around town asking random kids to hang out because you didn't step up as a brother. I don't care at all about your feelings of, oh, I have my own business, or, oh, we need to promote each other at the same events.
means
Just
nothing
be
in the
honorable, dude. It's nothing.
end.
Dude.
You can't, Logan, you can't take your cars, your houses, your businesses with you when you die. Your brother can either stand at your bedside with you when you're old and wrinkly and your name is being forgotten. All you have is family.
All you have.
And that's everything. And yeah, it's just hard to see a younger brother because I'm the youngest brother in the family. It's hard to see as a younger brother that type of emotion put out there to where he feels hamstringed even what he can say because he's scared of how it's going to affect you.
He's literally worried about you, bro.
It's sickening.
Jake freaking loves you, Logan. Like, come on, man. If Jake was also a piece of crap and just didn't want anything to do with you, we wouldn't be calling you out like this. But the dude is begging for your attention, bro. He wants to make you proud.
That's all he wants. You can see it in his eyes.
He wants to live life with you, man. And you are missing out on the greatest opportunity of your entire life because I know you're engaged. What if you get divorced? Then you're all by yourself.
Again.
Brotherhood. Again. Brotherhood is something that through the thick and thin, you are blood, bro. You have the same last name. You can't just pick and choose your family, bro. Your family is meant to be there for you.
You have a duty to your last name.
Yeah.
You have a duty
Man.
to your family. And it's all about honor in this point. We're calling you out on purpose because honor, integrity, having a moral code as a man, this is what we preach on this channel. We cannot do something that we haven't asked we can't be something that we haven't done ourselves. We can't ask our followers, we can't ask our subscribers to do things that we're not doing in our own lives to be better. And that is a result of me and David saying, you know what? Times are changing. Men are being emasculated. Men are being pushed down in this society. We have to stand up for what's right, no matter the cost. If we have to turn down brand deals because of it, if we have to turn down selling our souls to have that brotherhood and remain intact, we will, no matter what. There is nothing that will stop this from going forward. And if you have that mentality with your brother, nothing can stop you. You'll have better mental health. Your future wife will love you more because of it, because she sees the bond, she sees the brotherhood, and women appreciate that and they respect it. I think that's it, man. I think that's all we got. But
well, I'm also gonna speak to you guys in the audience right now. Please comment below. What are your relationships like with your siblings? Because if you have a great relationship, how's that affected your life? If you have horrible relationships with your siblings, how can you help to fix that? Send this video to them. Get people thinking, because we're about unifying the family and getting brothers and sisters as well. We're not just talking about brothers, to be there for each other in the good and the bad. And that's so important for our health as humans, is to be there for each other and have that shoulder that we can know we can go through war together and they're still going to be by my side. So we appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe and comment. But also we have, if you want to check out the full controversial video that we reacted to where Logan and Jake are going at each other, check right here. But then we have a whole other playlist of reaction videos right here. So we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next time.
we are the Wilson brothers.
Don't forget it.
Peace.